Hi everybody, Maureen Sky, Crafty Sky Lady coming at you. It's Sunday. Now I know last Sunday I was supposed to do a video and I did do one. Didn't like it. That happens. So let's hope for a better one today, right? So I have my cup of coffee in front of me. I'm in my back room. A new cup. Look at this nice new cup that I thrifted recently. I love it. A woodpecker. It's just so pretty. I was tired of the mugs. My daughter and I cleaned the kitchen really well and got rid of a lot of excess stuff. We've been doing that continuously. And so that was a month or so ago. But I really think we got rid of all the coffee cups that I liked and kept the ones I don't like. Anyway, I picked up a new one. So good. Now, if you follow me, you'll know that in the last video, I planted amaranthus seeds. Let's see if I got right here, these. And I just love this. And I don't believe I've ever tried to grow it before. So let's just, let me just show you the little sprouts. Aren't they adorable? They're red. You can't really see how red they are, probably. You see how the little red tops. And so here's another one. I maybe see this one better. They're so delicate, though. I hope I can make them grow. You know, I've got them under grow lights over there, and I'm gonna keep babying them till I love little experiments, though. So they've sprouted, and we'll see. That's something different. This is more chamomile. I've already got a lot that I winter sowed, and that came out really good. That just filled the little milk jug I had, and I planted that out in the garden. I planted yesterday, guys. Okay, so a few days ago, my nose is running, so I apologize for that. It's damp and cold here in New England. I don't know if we're ever going to see the sun. It's a little discouraging, but I honestly think I say this every year at this time, but it is cold and it's damp and just the plants need sunshine. They really do. So I brought some of my plants that I had out there that were under grow lights, and I'm trying to weather them off, you know, and they all got saturated so badly. I thought I was going to lose them all with the rain. So brought them all back in, got the water off, and now they're under grow lights, and they did. They perked right back up again. Good Lord. What a process, you know. I want to get them in my garden beds. But talking about that, a few days ago, I had to go to Greenfield and run errands, and I stopped at the Farmers Exchange on High Street. I actually did a little video there too, but I may add it to the clip if I can figure out all that. But anyway, they had great looking plants, but again, saturated by the rain. So I felt bad. There were some beautiful hanging baskets and stuff, but they just looked so limp with all the rain. So, but I did, they had beautiful veggie plants, healthy looking. So I went to town. I spent $85 on plants, but you know what? I believe I'm going to get good harvest from them. So my garden beds looked good already with the soil. So I got tomato plants. I bought 2 dill plants. I bought 2 rosemary plants. I bought 1 bok choy. I've never ground that, but it looks so good. I bought several kale plants really look good. Let's see, different kinds of tomato too. One is a brandy wine, and another one is more of a plum tomato. Let's see, rosemary dill. Anyway, I I also bought a package of pea seeds. Anyway, I brought them all home. Oh, and I bought one big bee balm flowering plant for the other garden. So there's probably more, but I forgot. Dill, I know I wanted, and rosemary, yeah. Anyway, I got them all out yesterday, even though it's been cold and rainy. We had about an hour or two where it wasn't doing anything, but a little cloudy, overcast. You needed a long sleeve shirt on, but I got out there and I planted 3 of the garden beds down there on the left side. Now I still have to do the one that I put peas in and stuff over here, but I've changed it up this year, and I put my peas planted yesterday in one of the garden beds along with tomatoes. I planted cucumber seeds near the big trellising thing so that they'll climb up on that. I did squash. I've got zucchini and summer squash mix growing along the other side. I got three areas of that. Got the kale in, got those tomatoes in, got all peppers. I bought pepper plants too. Those are in the little mini garden. Yeah, I went to town yesterday, guys, and my flower bed is doing really good. I got more to do there. Like I said, I still have a lot more of my flower plants to get in, and I will once it dries up out there, you know? So I had fun, and it feels good to know, okay, it's the 24th yesterday, and I got those in. So now I can just concentrate on a few other things, the middle garden, which is more flowers anyway, and be done with that and just watch them all grow and nurse them to a good harvest, right? That's my plan. So that was exciting. I did that. Yeah. Now, my Shopify store, I decided to order a couple of the tea towels so that I could see what my customers will be getting. And I haven't had any orders yet, but I'm hanging tight with that, and I'm hanging positive with that. I feel strongly that will come. I think I just got to get more on there and more recognition, which I am. I'm working all the time about ideas and getting new products on. Like I said, just a few days ago, I did the phone covers, which look really good. So anyway, with that, wanted to show you, I got 2 of these, but I'll show you one. This is one of the tea towels that I designed, and I'm so proud of it. Yeah. Comes in a package like this. They're good size, and the customer, the buyer, look at this, folks. Isn't that beautiful? And this was from, I just love it. I love nature. Look at the colors in that. I took that of a close-up. And this was in the Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts, their flower show that they have every spring. I went there with my daughter and my granddaughter over a month or so ago, and we had a magnificent day. Went to a nice restaurant after. But I took a lot of pictures that day, and they came out great. I got some good ones and unique ones, and the colors are crisp and clear, and I can't wait to use them on designs and do the mock-up. Now, my mock-up just says nature awaits, and this would be pretty. On Shopify, they show it hanging on a towel rack, like in a kitchen, area, coffee area, your pantry, anywhere you want a little color and you want to hang a towel. They are, let's see, my glasses are right here. T generic cotton twill towel. 100% cotton. The measurements. Oh, anyway, you can go on to, this is a good size one. I have my measuring with me, but this is, the measurements are on the site. Machine wash, cold water, gentle cycle, mild detergent, non-chlorine bleach when needed, tumble dry low. Yeah. And just, they're made nice, I think. Here's the back of it. Yeah. I got 2 of them. Now, the customer, the buyer, I believe it was just under $13 for one of these. I ordered 2. And you pay a few dollars for shipping. They come from United States, one of the states, and I just love them. That's a nice towel, folks. Yeah, anywhere, like I said, you want a little color. I'm very pleased. It came out really nice, and I have more to do. I mean, this is exciting to me. So I hope that, you, my viewers, are liking these too, and will consider going to my Etsy shop and my Shopify shop. Now, under Etsy, it's under Bling Sky Mosaics, because I have a jewelry line too that I do, and I just kept it in that store versus opening up and giving all the payment history and all information and all that. But I may still change that up on Etsy, but for now I left it that. So they're under that store. And then on Shopify, that is a new store I just launched, and that's called Sky, S-K-Y apostrophe S, Skies, I, for design. Kind of like that. And so that's where you'll find all my new products, and I'm adding, every few days I'm adding more. So check it out. Price fair, market prices, and yeah, think about, you're looking for a unique gift for somebody. You gotta go somewhere and bring a gift, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want it to be a quality gift, something they'll use. Nature lover, gardeners, doesn't have to be. I mean, there's other ones with words on them, tea towels and stuff. But yeah, I would love somebody giving me one of these. Yeah, Mother's Day. Of course, we just had Mother's Day, birthdays. Just a friendly hostess gift. If you're going somewhere and you want a hostess gift, this is a nice hostess gift, I think. Yeah. So think about it. And like I said, more's coming. So I couldn't be happier. I'm very excited about that. Yes. Those of you who didn't watch my last video, yes, we got our nails done for Mother's Day. My daughter paid for a mani and a pedi for me, and I had to touch them up with some similar color just last night, so they're starting to, I do have a lot of dishes to do, and I'm always scrubbing something with a cleaner, so they've been a little banged up, but they're fun, having fun with it, and my toes are the same. Anyway, I've got this going with these amaranthus, and I did want to show you those. Look at that. There you go. There's a nice one. Look at the red in those. So pray with me that they take and I actually get plant. What is this? This one ain't doing nothing. I don't know. It's supposed to be. But anyway, the rest of them do have a sprout or two. So, oh, look at this one. Did I show you this one? Look at this. Look at those. Now, when they get a little bit bigger and stronger, I'll take some tweezers and I'll even, pop them out into more of these and give them for root growth. So they're going to be a little work in progress here till they get out in the garden. And I also will take the rest of the seeds and just scatter them outdoors and see which one does better. That's my experiment. Yeah. Okay. Let's get this over there. So glad I got to show you that. I'll see if I can... If you want to message me and ask me a question about these products, you can go to my email, which is all lowercase letters, and it is Sky, S-K-Y, book, B-O-O-K, stuff, S-T-U-F-F, as in Frank, 88 at gmail.com. And you can ask me a question or whatever. I'm here for you. If I can get this back in the bag the way it came out. Okay. It's got its own wrinkles. I'm trying to follow the lines here. All right, let's see if I can get that back in the bag. Oh, God, I lose things. Oh, there it is. All right, see if I can. I'm not very agile, people. If I bend down, I'm going to spill my plants. So, let's see if I can get it without. There we go. Okay. So anyway, I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I'm able to share that with you. And I'm going to also do a little quick video with just, talking up the tea towel, but a real quick, a few second one for the shops too. I think you can do that. And I certainly will be doing that. But this is a good platform to talk about that as well. And they're on Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest with them. And I got to do Instagram too, I guess. So, let's do that now. Put these in a safe place for now. I'll take these glasses back off. I don't think I need them. It's kind of nice not to wear them once in a while. I don't have to wear them all the time, but I find I'm wearing them more than usual these days. More coffee. The dog is on the porch. I needed a break. I love that dog. He's work. And my daughter's in Florida visiting her boyfriend. So she'll be home, I believe, early tomorrow morning. Or she's boarding the plane early in the morning. Yeah, she's been there since the 22nd. So the dog has been, he's a good boy, and I love him. I love watching him, but he's very anxious. He's a puppy, so every now and then I find I need a break because he loves me, and he's just under tow 24/7. When we have him like that, and she's not here, he just clings to me something crazy. And with all that I do, I just need a break one now and then. But he's a dear. He's a dear one. I love him. Okay, so I do have my letters. I'm gonna finish up so I can get them on, and I have the other part of it too that we're gonna do. I'm so happy I got my plants pretty well in. I'm eager to see how the cucumbers and squash do from seed, and then I do them every year. I've grown zucchini pretty successful. Cucumbers, I might get a little something, but I really would love a really nice harvest this year. You know, before I leave this planet, I want to have a nice garden. I got some nice sunflowers that I started too that are in the dining room. They're about this high, and I gotta weather them off and then get them in. But those, I don't want to put them out in the cold and shock them. So I gotta do it when there's a decent day, and then give it a few days and then put them in so that they'll establish roots and take. Yeah. Coffee is pretty good. My second cup. Gotta be careful. So, let's see, guys. Ooh, didn't want to do that, did we? Let's bring it down just to here. So, I said that I'm a storyteller, so while I'm painting, we'll tell a story. I got plenty. So there was one I was thinking I would talk to you about. Some of these stories that I'm going to share are kind of negative memories, but they hold true to the idea that some of us realize later in life, or realized later in our marriages, our first marriages or whatever, that we lived with a narcissist, or we were married to narcissists, or call it what you want. But to me, the personality that I witnessed pretty much, to me, falls definitely in that category of living with a narcissist. So I'm gonna start telling stories about that. Why not? Again, if other people can do it, I can do it too, right? So, and I mean, it really brought up some, oh yeah, I had that too, along with all the other things I do, you know, embroidery, painting, storytelling, whatever, book author, you know, watercolor, jewelry making, all those things I do with my hands. But as a storyteller, you know, what stories can I tell you? And I'm not just making these up. These things really did happen to me. So I have every right to talk about that, right? So I'm going to. So anyway, one story that I had to endure was he was is the oldest of 4 children, and his parents are gone now, but he was pretty much, and you know, probably the other kids will tell you that, mama's favorite. And the mama was a strong woman, hard-headed. You did it her way. Her way was the right way. She was a, you know, Vermont Yankee woman, and just she did things well. Don't get me wrong, she did, and she was a hard worker, very hard worker, and she provided well for her kids and her family. and she had, her standards were high. Yeah. And so I guess, I came from very little. I was youngest of four. She sent him to college. They sent him to college. Of all the kids, he went to college, a 4-year college, and he was in a fraternity. He did well with all that, and he graduated with I'd say, Bachelor of Science degree in majored in physical education, and I think his minor was science, I think. Anyway, he did make it into teaching when he got out, shortly thereafter, too, right after he graduated. He was hired by a local school system, and he became an elementary school teacher, and also coached girls basketball for a while at the high school level, and then he also, I believe, came up to the high school and was one of the high school physical education teachers, and he had tenure, where you're pretty secure in the system, and yet he was one of these kind of people that he also didn't like to be told what to do, and he clashed a little bit with the athletic director in the school system at that time. And being fresh out of college, he had some new ideas, and he wanted to convey those new ideas and use them in the curriculum. But the curriculum was already pretty much set, and the town kind of is set in their ways. So you didn't change that. You didn't change things. They weren't up for change, and that's true of the town. They over the that I worked in too. I worked in that same school system. They and to this day, change is hard. More change is coming about the last 8-10 years, which is good, but it took a lot of hard work and different people using their voices to make those changes happen, because a lot of the people are set in their ways. They don't want change, and that can be good and that can be bad. But anyway, I'm getting off here. But anyway, so with that, he wasn't one to be real verbal, communicative, let's say, with me. He was verbal, but communicative lacked at times with him. You had to really pull teeth to get something out of him. And I was very shy and quiet back then, believe it or not. And probably somewhat intimidated by his family and his parents. And so anyway, going back to I came from, my mom was on welfare. My parents had divorced, and she had to rely on some welfare to finish, with us till we were 18, 20 or so, and on our own. So when I married him, we were living in an apartment and on welfare. And so his mom and dad, somewhat supported the marriage. They were kind enough and everything. We had a nice wedding and all that. But what I was saying is, if you were to really set them down one-on-one and talk with them, and especially her, she would tell you that's not what she wanted for him. She saw bigger and better things. I wasn't good enough. In other words, I came from very little. I can't help him. And she pretty much said that to one of the other kids, I think, and stuff. So anyway, that's kind of what I married into, and so there's that little bit of intimidation factor for me. I lived with that, and knowing that, I kept quiet about it. I didn't have a voice back then. So, but I knew that, and it hurt me. I was hurt all the time. And then with that, your eyes wide open every time you go to her home and you're there doing something. She's got something negative to say or something hurtful, and her words hurt. She thought nothing of hurting you or hurting me anyway with her words at times. And she liked to throw parties. They had a swimming pool and in ground over the years, and I got so I disliked going, and especially with our little kids, the babies, because she was the type of woman, she liked her gin. And you got 2 or 3 good gins in her, and it really flew. And it's almost like she'd target one person for the day. And if that was you, your day was HE double hockey stick. Let me kid you. Kid you not. So anyway, her big thing too was they were strong gamblers, both my in-laws and my ex-husband too. And I like to gamble a little bit, but I mean, by no means, we didn't have the money really to be in a casino or nothing, but we did go a couple times with them and to the dog races early on in our dating time and that. But anyway, she would like to take him, just him, with her. And these were like either birthday gifts or just, he needed to get away, whatever. But I was never once, and I was married to him for 28 years, and I was never once invited to go with him and her to Atlantic City to gamble. What was he gambling? We had no extra money. He was gambling our bill money, and especially our mortgage money. Ain't that nice? And yet, when I brought that up at the end of our marriage, or maybe even through the marriage, he denied it. He denied that he did that. And I can count at least 3 times that they went off for 3 or 4 days to Atlantic City. I don't even know what Atlantic City looks like. Never been there, folks. And yet he claims that didn't happen. Well, it did happen. And we had to scrounge around for every damn penny when he got back so we could pay the mortgage that month. That would piss me off. I am not kidding you. That upset me so bad. Still does. And what kind of mother-in-law would do that? That was hurtful. I can see maybe once or something, but still, I had to swallow a lot, people. I had to swallow a lot. And then when I would say something to him, like, you need to support me, you need to, you need to speak up and, say something to your mother, or I should be invited or whatever. Oh, that's your problem. That's your problem. I always got the finger. That's your problem. You need to speak to her. You need to do it. That's your job. Yeah, I got very little respect. But anyway, how would you feel about that? I'm telling you, those times hurt. They hurt so bad. And just, there's other things that go along with that, but those, again, are for other stories, and I got a whole book full of them, trust me. But that's the kind of things I would have to deal with. Yeah, off to Atlantic City with mama's boy. Yeah, oh God, you can call him that. And he's still alive, by the way. So, I'm not mentioning any names or anything, but it is what it is, I have a right to a voice and my opinions and my experiences, so that's what I'm sharing. Anyway, guys, that's what I dealt with. Yeah, so many more things. I didn't cook like her. We've been on there. We didn't make brownies like her. I didn't make spaghetti sauce like she did. She was a good cook. I'll give her that. Her food was delicious. Yeah. She was a trip, I'll tell you. She was actually nicer to me when I left him. And he ended up living with her at the end. I gave him back. And she lived in an apartment. She sold her home. She got in a nearby apartment. And he needed a place to live, so she let him come live with her. And it was okay with the landlord, I guess. And he lived in a room in the cellar. And the whole cellar he took over with all his stuff because he sells on eBay. And he's a reseller. And I guess she got to see his ways. Yeah. But there's more, and I have so much I want to tell you. So yeah, we'll go down that road. Living with a narcissist, right? Like I said, if other people can do it, I can do it. So I've told you about my Etsy and my Shopify. I've shown you the plants that I planted last week. I've shown you my tea towel. That's my newest design. And I've talked about the narcissist. And I don't want to keep my videos too long. So we're going to paint a little bit. And then, yeah, that'll be good. We're getting hungry. I got to feed my husband. And got a little cookie I want to have with my coffee. I love these. These are chocolate. These are nonis, biscotti. Love them. I'm a dipper, so I dip them in my coffee. They're good. So anyway, I got a little water and the eBay things here, and we can, finish up with some of that. Why not, right? Yeah, folks, I endured a lot. I got strong now. It took me 28 years, but I got a voice at the end, and I just didn't like him. I didn't like being around him. I still don't. I just didn't like him. I was young when we married and intimidated. Like I said, I had to learn to be strong. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can have a little something to put that in. God knows I got all kinds of stuff here. Yeah. Take another one of those. I got water, but I wanted a little something here. Oh, maybe I can put it right in this little cover here, I guess. A little bit of paint. I have paint trays, because it wouldn't do me any good to put the paint in there now, would it? This is my daughter's. This is something for plants. Okay. And, yeah. I also want to do, not that. I also want to do, yeah, this will be good, maybe. Watercolor. I got some really good ideas for some more watercolors. We'll be doing that so that I can then use them for my designs, All right, so I got a brush, and I got my dark blue paint, and I'm just gonna paint these. The other side, and I gotta paint the sides and make them look better, and then we'll get them on a sign so I can get this up on my eBay. And I got a listing for eBay too. I sold a couple things went out Friday, and I have a blouse to send out tomorrow, and let's see, a lot of things to get on later tonight. Folks, Jamal Roberts, American Idol winner. I love him. Love watching him entertain us. His voice is awesome. And his soulfulness just gets me. I am starstruck. I'm starstruck. I want to watch him. I've been going on YouTube and watching reruns. I love that kid. Oh my God. I'm so happy for him that he won. He deserved to win. It was his time. The other contestants, John Foster's very good too, but this was Jamal's time. He's got something extra special, and it just shone through. And I'm so glad America got it right. He is so good. Congratulations, Jamal. Yeah, I joined his fan club. I am like I am. I'm starstruck. I love that kid. Yeah, he does it for me, boy. He is. I would love to go to one of his concerts and follow. Oh yeah, that would be a blast. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it's Sunday. I missed the Idol. But I think, doesn't America's Got Talent now take over now? I'm not sure. All right, that one's done. Hose is running. I'm going to put little flowers on these. That'll be pretty. I'm trying, I'm trying really hard not to let things waste. Like, I just bought these, and normally in the past, they'd probably sit in a bag forever and not get used. Or no, I bought them for a certain purpose, so I'm trying to be more mindful of that and use them and get rid of anything that's just hanging around here and not have to have so much. Yeah, I got a big box of wood things that I know I'm just not going to get to now that I don't have the booth, and that I'm going to put them out front for free or something and let people take it. And if I want to do a craft, I'm going to buy one thing, work on that and that only. That's kind of going to be my new way of doing it, so that I don't live with all that clutter. Yeah, that's gonna be the new way to approach that whole gig. Right? And like I said, I did a video from my car the other day when I went to get all those plants, and I may post some of it, but there's parts of it I had to edit out, so I'm still working on that one. That's another thing. It takes time to work and edit these if you don't do a good video, you know? I got my O-ring right here, too. So I saw my doctor. I got some pills for infection that's bothering me. That's good. Everything else is pretty good, I guess. Gotta do the yearly mammogram soon. It seems like I just did one, though. I mean, I've had so many tests, I can't remember. But that's always a fun one, right? Like, oh, yay. But anyway, do what we gotta do to keep everything healthy. Yeah. Right, folks? It's funny, too, getting back to my ex, is that being the oldest of 4, I watched the parents transition a little bit so that by the time the youngest was growing up, he got away with everything. The long hair and the, whatever he wanted to do was, I mean, they were far more lenient with him than they were the oldest one. I will give him that. He endured a lot of her rules and strictness, more so than, say, the second, third, and fourth one. I saw that too. Yeah. Because there's like, I don't know, good 12 years difference, I think, between him and the youngest one. Of course, they're all older now, but I'm just saying, I think something like that. Yeah. There were 4 years between us. Yeah. He was, my birthday is in January. His was in March of 49. And mine in January of 53. Yeah. Wow. 53, huh? Times were different. That's for darn sure. They were very different. So I think we'll have BLTs today. I'm not gonna cook a big dinner. I don't feel like it. I made a strawberry rhubarb pie the other day. I make my own crust and everything. It's so good. Really good. We had that. That was a treat. Yeah, strawberry rhubarb. I put spices in mine similar to an apple pie or, a fruit pie. But I did hit the clove a little extra. I put clove in it. Delicious. Yeah. So, one of the things I've got to do soon, too, people, is my sourdough starter. I had to throw it away. It got really nasty. I mean, over nasty looking and smelly. And I thought, I'm not making any more bread from that. I've had it for a while. So I did. I threw it all out. And I ordered some new dehydrated from Whispering Willow, Jill and Nate. And I gotta actually scan the thing to get the instructions, what I'm supposed to do with it. It's in my spice cabinet. I gotta do that because I want to, my son's waiting for more bread. I'm waiting for more bread. I love sourdough bread. Yep. And I like doing that. We'll do that on one of my videos too. We'll do some new stuff, new bread. Yeah. I kind of mastered that, but even with that, though, just like the plants, you don't quite know what you're going to get on every given time. They're not 100% guarantee. It's always going to come out the way you're hoping. The flour matters. It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, I was spending a lot of money for flour, and I realized I really didn't have to. The lower price flour works just as well, I think. Yeah. 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 I'm getting hungry. I guess we gotta cook for her. I popped my husband a bag of popcorn to hold him over. He's watching car racing or something in the other room. My son and daughter-in-law stopped by yesterday. It was nice to see them and brought me a bunch of bubble wrap because she gets a lot of orders at her job, so she's been saving me the bubble wrap, which is great because that stuff can be a little pricey, supplies. Yeah. Yeah. I got some shoes and some linen blazer jacket type lightweight tops unlined to get on my eBay. Yep. Yeah, good enough. Oh, yeah. Once they're dry, I'll put little flowers on them and then I'll seal them with a clear. And then I got this little other wooden sign thing I'll show you that I want to glue them to. And it'll be good for my door. I gotta get my daughter a birthday gift. Her birthday was the 23rd, but she's been in Florida. But we know we do stuff for each other all the time. So another nice dinner somewhere. Yeah. But what I did too, getting back to my narcissist ex, I've been away and remarried for a number of years now. I've been married to Eddie since '09. And yet, right up till about 6-8 months ago, for the last year and a half prior to that, every time I would go to bed at night and lay my head on my pillow, I was having like recaps of the ugly stuff. It would my brain would go right there, and I would relive these ugly moments. And I'd say to myself, "Why am I doing that? I'm happily married. I'm fine." But I also think it's because I realize, because the husband I have now is a real good man and very good to me and more tender and nurturing, and so I think I see that difference. I don't know, but I had to come to grips with it. So what I did in talking with a girlfriend is that I wrote it all down. All these I wrote them down. And then I actually did a video. I talked into the camera, but it's private. I would never post that, but because it got ugly. But I had to get it out. So I wrote them all down. I sat outside. I did a fire in my fire pit, brick oven thingy, pizza oven, burned some incense, and I talked into the camera and I let it go. And I lit it on fire and threw it in the oven and let it all burn away. And it really did help. When I lay my head on my pillow now, I don't go there rarely. And if I do, I stop myself and say, "No, we're not going there. We burned that." And I'm much better, much better. I did it myself without, having to go to a therapist. Not that going to a therapist is bad. I mean, I'm ready. I would go. Just didn't take the time to find one or anything, but I did that and it really helped me a lot. So if you're enduring anything similar, think about, I'm no therapist, I don't know, but just think about that method has worked for me. Write it down and then burn it. Burn it. Don't set the house on fire. Do it outside in a safe environment where the ashes are gonna go where they're supposed to go and all that. But anyway, yeah, it worked. It really did help. So anyway, this is getting lengthy and I don't know when my camera's gonna go out on me. So it's been real. I love ya. I do. Thank you now. Think about telling your friends, share, like, do all those wonderful things that help my channel to grow. But the most important thing is subscribe. Yes, I'm asking you, the viewer, to subscribe and help me out here, because this is my year, and supposedly monetizing's getting easier, so have at it, folks. Subscribe, share, like, bada bing, bada boom. Let's do this. Thank you. And until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides. I truly do. Thank you now. Bye-bye.